Hey everyone. So I got this pretty cool match for you here where I'm testing out Octavia and MK1 Strun. Pretty cool match. It really showcases Octavia's anti-melee capabilities. So she's really good from like really up close. So like if you can really be aggressive with her, I think you'll do well with her. A little surprising thing about MK1 Strun here. I was testing out in a match just a little prior to this, same exact loadout, and it did a lot less damage than I thought it would. From what I can tell, its fall off like actually works. So like unlike a lot of the other shotguns, it will actually have its damage reduced over certain ranges. And what else? And like the spread is pretty surprising. Hopefully I have like these clips. I can probably like sort of upload them later. They probably won't be like proper uploads, but like I could sort of just use them to like show what I mean, you know. So like it was this one instance where I was on Citadel, and someone was just standing still on top of one of the pillars. So you know how like people often like stand still up there trying to snipe, like they're still playing, but like they're standing still. And like I managed to get like a few shots in before they start moving. And so the shield damage was as good as you would expect. I think it's like 200 something shield damage if you get all the pellets. So you know if you miss like half of them, you could probably still like one-shot shields. But the health damage, I think it's just barely capable of one-shotting most health values. And what ended up happening was like it took 3 shots from like roughly melee range to be able to actually take out the person's health, which is pretty surprising. I don't remember what frame they were using, so you know it could have been something with relatively high armor. But I mean, what was I saying? But it was still pretty surprising to see it like take like three shots to kill. I think the way that you would like mitigate that is with that like slide mod, but it's not something that I'm really interested in using, especially not from up close. So like I might be willing to use it with like a longer range weapon, like maybe like correct rate. I think you'd see me like taking advantage of that mod a bit, but I wouldn't really do that with this. So if you want to use it, I'd highly recommend trying that. Otherwise, I think it's going to be pretty disappointing unless you're like specifically just looking to one-shot shields, which a lot of other weapons can do to a, I guess, comparable extent. So yeah, pretty cool match. As you see, it's doing pretty well against Wolf Sledge. So while this goes, I want to show you guys a little something. So this is a tortoise that not a tortoise, a turtle that I found a few days ago. You could mistake it for a tortoise though, because it's just like out in like the middle of land basically. So what happened was that it rained really hard, just like a little prior to this time that I went outside. So then, you know, I was just skating around, and I found this tortoise just like hanging out. Like I said, it's pretty much in like the middle of like the land. It's I'd say maybe a few 100 feet away from the closest pond. The pond where I'm guessing it came from. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I sort of debated just like picking it up and bring it to one of the nearby ponds, but I figured that it was just out here intentionally. Like it was storming pretty hard, but I don't think it was hard enough to like forcibly carry it somewhere like this. So I think it just went out here intentionally. My assumption is that because it rained, it was pretty moist out. Rain makes things moist, right? But because it was moist outside, it took the opportunity to just walk around without like drying out or anything, which is a little bit weird considering that it's a reptile. But I think that's the best explanation, just considering that it is an aquatic reptile. So it's so my guess is that it's just taking the opportunity to look for a new pond, which I think is pretty cool. I've been trying to take a picture of one of these for a while. Like I see them almost every day, but I can't maybe not almost every day, but like every few days. Like it's really common. It all really depends on what time I go outside, because like they're usually masking at around like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. So I'll see them masking, but then like I can't even get within like 50 feet or something without them going back into the water. And then I often see them in the water. Like I can spot like fish and stuff in the water from a pretty decent distance. And the saltshell turtles are probably the easiest things to see in there since they're so big. And they're usually close to the surface, but it doesn't really make for a good picture opportunity. So for like months now, I've been trying to get a good picture of one, and this was just such a lucky opportunity. Yeah, overall, pretty cool. What was I saying? I thought I was saying something before. Alright, so I don't think there was anything that I forgot to say. So I was skating this day, as you'll be able to see in a bit. I do have some footage of that just after I take video of this turtle. And I really enjoy skating when it's wet. I've done it twice now. I know that it's dangerous because it's slippery, but I really like the extra speed. I think that's one thing that I would like try to see if I could improve with like a future board, but like upgrading my current board to see if I can get more speed somehow. I do have pretty big wheels already. They're like they're like 70 millimeters, so I'm honestly not sure how I'm gonna increase speed. I think maybe I just need to practice with my pushing technique more, and maybe I'll be satisfied with my speed then. But yeah, being in the range is pretty fun because I think like it adds slide to my regular speed, so it's just more speed than I'd normally get in like any other situation. What I didn't know is that it sort of wears down hardware though. Like it will cause like really specific parts to rust. And yeah, I didn't know that, so I don't think I'm really going to be doing that much anymore until I can get some parts that don't rust, which is going to be pretty cool if I can like for example get like stainless steel. I'm like 90% sure that stainless steel is magnetic. Which is actually going to help me with something that I plan to do with my board, which I actually can't do right now because most of like the metal parts of my board aren't magnetic. And what I want to do is I want to actually make like a strap that like goes on my back, and then I'll put like these magnets I found on Amazon to it. They're like 1-inch magnets, but they hold like it's like 1.25-inch magnets, but they hold 18 pounds each. So I think what I'm gonna do is I think my skateboard has those little things that raise the other trucks a little bit, and like stuff like that. I think actually the thing that like holds the wheels, I think those are the trucks. I think that's gonna be the most important for like my magnet plan. So like I have a strap that goes on my back, and it'll have those two magnets in it. They'll be spaced like 80 centimeters, which is like the space between the trucks, I'm pretty sure. And then like that'll just be able to like snap onto my back, And so so I'll hold basically like kind of like 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 those like back sword sheaths, but like it's a skateboard. Yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Well, we're towards the end of the video here. I'll see you all later.